Yo, dog.
Yo, what's going on, brother?
We're back in action.
Hell yeah.
It's been a long homeless break.
You're eating them boneless?
I'm boneless, man.
Living homeless? What's going on?
That's what instantly happens. You go to those boneless wings, you end up homeless. I was just like sitting there eating those nugget wings, and all of a sudden,
You can't even afford the bone. You know
my
things
house
are bad.
just disappeared around me.
Your credit score just drops. They're like, you can't afford the bones. Get out of here.
You know when they're gonna have like that credit rating system they have in China already, and they're like social status, and they'll see that you ordered boneless wings. He's like, definitely no loan for this guy. This guy can't handle his money.
Boneless wings are deceiving, though, because on paper, shit sounds fucking good.
Yeah, because that's all the problems with wings is the bones.
Yeah, you're like, yo, there's no bones in it, but it don't taste the same.
No,
Why?
because you gotta cook it with the bone.
Bone gives it that juice, eh?
Yeah, that marrow.
Fuck, man. When I tried them boneless, I was one of the most disappointing times of my life. You know, you're all hyped up. The wings is coming. The wings is coming. Wings come. They're basically chicken nuggets.
Yeah.
Chicken nuggets with wing sauce on them.
Yeah, exactly.
What the
They
fuck?
just reinvented chicken nuggets, and they're like,
no.
no,
We'll cook them differently, slightly differently, and just sell it to you.
this is boneless now.
No, it's boneless. And now you're fucking homeless.
Yo, that's marketing genius, because that
That
was
is.
just like nuggets in the 80s.
They probably couldn't fucking sell them. And they're like, yo, let's remarket this shit.
Like people in the Nuggets CEO was like, shit, the Denver Nuggets got our lingo now, man. We got to switch gears.
Get on those bones. So how is the life in the homeless, bro?
Bro, all right, so I'm back in the Parkdale with my boy AC,
Hell yeah.
and we're at Focus
You know who
Podcast
it is. God damn it.
number 12.
Damn, getting up there, man.
Yo, so you're the only reoccurring guest.
Oh, shit. I'm a reoccurring guest in my own life, too.
I'm back to, so I've hit my limit of 11 guests, and now we're going to recycle everybody.
Target's been reached.
Just like, see where you are. But we were talking last time about legalization, and now we're kind of like back to the new another legalization.
What, the shroomies?
No, like Eddies and all that. And
Oh,
shit.
yeah. It took them a while, and it seems like they're still fucking... They're running this shit like shit.
Yeah.
I predicted it. I go back and
You
listen
did.
to
We'll
that.
listen to
I
that.
predicted
You
that.
did.
That they don't know how to run it. They're charging way too much. They've fallen flat on their face, and the black market is the best prices by easily because the government's greedy. And
By
you
far,
count on
yeah,
it.
folks, look up Focus Podcast number 2, and AC lays it all out. He's just like, y'all gonna fail.
You're gonna fail hard.
It's true.
And that's what happens when corporations get involved in a business that they don't really know about, and you push out the long-time pioneers of a business. You know?
Like nuggets.
Yeah,
You don't know nuggets, son.
you know the real nuggets.
Yeah, so the homeless life. I'm down in Dunville, which is like a fucking time warp. So let's round up our Christopher Columbus geography majors here. Dunville is like, if you go what they call it, the horseshoe, around Toronto, around Lake Ontario, down Hamilton, bend down around to Niagara Falls. But there's a whole underbelly down there that's just like a cut off from everything section. They're like, and you know why I realized why they cut that whole area off? It's because there's fucking acres and acres and acres and acres and acres of fucking power plants.
Fuck, that's crazy.
And their power plants, their massive power, Nanticoke is a huge one. And it makes so much sense because they're right on the border to the States. They're right on the north shore of Lake Erie. So you got the shortest distance to the States with the boats. It makes 100% sense. But now everything's just like fucking abandoned. And these factories got shut down after Wynn's government decided to put all these fucking windmills. Wynn, I know you're in the wind business. but you're full of losses.
Yeah, she didn't win last time.
Bro, it's like you and I say that fucking one windmill in Parkdale. It does nothing but keep that red light on.
That red light on the top of the windmill.
Bro, you're driving. So, if you drive on the north shore of Lake Erie on your way to like Niagara, it's just fields and fields and fields of these windmills. And you're like, they got to be generating power. They got to be like replacing what these factories outputted before. What's the fucking point of putting all these things up? Dude, they don't do dick. So I heard that it's a project that was already put into plan. We can look it up. I don't know what it is, but it was like, and so when they get the contract, it's like till X amount of years, right?
Yeah.
So now the contract ends in like 4 years or whatever. I could be totally wrong, but it's somewhere around there. But it's already fucking ancient technology. Like 15 years ago.
Yeah, the wind skills.
So that's the fucking deals with these big, huge projects in Ontario. They get something that maybe the technology's already going to be old in 5 years. They still fucking go through with it. And then by the time they finish, it's already obsolete. Because they already have rows and rows of solar panels out there that are totally bringing in way more electricity than the windmills ever did.
Yo, and like Trump said, the windmill's killing the birds.
Yeah. He told y'all, stupid Canadians.
Murdering birds. And now we got the election coming up. Federally.
It's going to be a circus, man.
Yo, it seems like it's a 2-horse race.
You know what? It's our election this fall, right?
Yeah.
And then their election the next fall. I don't remember a time when both countries kind of had
it's going to be
a new leadership change within the 1 year. I don't know. Maybe it's happened before, but I always remember like if we had a leader here, they'd be like 10 years or something. It's not like the States where they have a maximum 8 years, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if it's ever happened where there's been a 1 year window where there's both leaders can change.
I think there's a pretty good chance that it could happen too.
And ours could go the other fucking direction too, because
we become conservative.
We're basically like a lot of the provinces have gone conservative.
Scheer has a chance for sure because Justin's been fucking up. Justin's been not keeping promises, and that scandal with SNC makes him look like really bad, corrupt, man.
That's the Liberals, though, man.
Well, both sides are corrupt.
They're both corrupt, but it's nothing new. It's like Kretchen, fucking all these guys. That's how they have their downfall, is the massive scandals. But the Conservatives are just so goddamn fucking sloppy.
Yeah.
That's what they are. They're just like frivolous spenders and really not giving a fuck about anybody else. Where the Liberals, they pretend to love everybody and they're skizzy, scamming you like fucking crazy.
They're both like, the truth is, I always believe behind closed doors, these guys are all friends.
They're swapping.
Yeah,
they're at these parties. They're fucking galas.
They're just fighting over who gets a bigger piece of that pie.
Yeah.
Who gets to help their close ties and friends first. But they take care of each other, and no matter who you vote, one way or the other, you're not winning in the long run as the average Canadian or the average American.
We say that all the time because it's like, if you're fully putting your trust into who you're choosing to lead you, you're missing the whole point, is somebody leading you.
Yeah.
You do it.
And the fact that there's so much money in politics and we don't care. We don't care who donates the money. We don't care who they answer to. We don't care that the same banks and everything and the same pharmacy lobby donates the most money or lobbies the most. We don't care how they get influenced. Our votes don't influence them as much as money does. And you're a naive fool if you think they do. You know what I mean?
It's a loan. It's a loan. If you're running and I give you a whole bunch of money.
Yeah,
you think I'm just giving you money just because I'm a fucking...
I want something
I
done.
like your policies or something? It's because I'm going to ask for a favor once you have that position of power.
But we all accept this. It's not even like people don't know. The average person knows that.
Now, more than ever.
But we just accept it because we don't care as long as we have these frivolous little things to entertain us. You know what
I think it is? Like, I was listening to Bill Burr again, and he's just explaining, like, his rationale for his title, Paper Tiger. Mm-hmm. And he's like, basically... it's a bunch of horse shit. Like, everybody's puffing up their chest and they ain't got shit. And at the same time, it's like we're really hyper focusing on the things that are really stupid and don't matter. That's what and all these things are flying by us.
That's why this identity politics and all this stuff. Because while all the banking and all the big things are happening and affecting your lives in a very crucial way, just like how I talk about how here in Toronto, our government didn't protect renters, didn't protect homeowners, and let prices skyrocket.
Get closer.
Let prices skyrocket from foreign investment, and we just let it happen.
Yeah.
We just let it happen, and we just sat here and accepted it because our people are not, we're not real hard. We're not protesters. We're not get out there and make change. Now, Quebecers are kind of like that.
That's France. That's a
France is like, they're like that. They're
down,
like,
man.
You piss them off too much.
Yeah.
And look at Quebec. You piss them off too much and they get tuition and they get bonuses that we don't get in other provinces because they're willing to go to the fucking hole with that shit.
And you know what's interesting is that Montreal students fought the hardest, but before that and still they had the lowest tuition in the whole country.
And they're still not happy.
Yeah.
Because they know the government can do more. But you have to force the fucking hand. If you think you're going to be nicely, we're going to vote in the next guy. We're going to vote the other side next time. The other side's the same as this side, dickhead.
They'll take advantage of you.
You think Stephen Harper and Justin Trudeau are polar opposite people? You think they don't run in the same circles of businessmen and rich, wealthy people? Of course they do.
It's a setup, and then the one guy finishes it.
Yeah. And it's like keep you distracted with stupid whatever the topic at hand will be. Like in the States, Trump's great at that with immigration. He keeps you focused on this stuff that isn't a huge deal to your everyday life. Well, he takes away money from you, takes away education.
That does affect your whole life.
That affects you tremendously. But you're so worried about some stupid shit about some which fucking bathroom is this guy gonna go into, you know? Like, this is peanuts.
Well, the biggest problem with Trump is like everybody's jumping on anything that has to do with him.
Oh yeah, he's
like,
the name.
Yeah, validation all over the place. And it's like, okay, there's a consensus that he's a piece of shit and he's a fucking dumpski and all this stuff. But it's like, why are you stoking his fire?
Because, and the funny thing is, they don't realize it makes his supporters, when they feel attacked, they double down on this shit.
Yeah, they do, because
that's human nature.
That's my boy.
Yeah, you're going to now you're calling me a piece of shit for liking a piece of shit? Well, guess what? You're a piece of shit.
Yeah.
And you don't win people over by attacking. But in Canada, it's a little different because our conservatives would be centrist in the United States. Like, we're not nearly as right wing as a Republican would be,
Yeah, but this Scheer guy's kind of fucking nutty like that. He's scaring me a little.
He's young too.
And he's, you know what? He's one of those fucking nut job religious fucking people too.
What is he? Is he Christian?
Yeah.
Gotta be Christian. Ain't gonna work no other way.
Yeah.
Even my friend said something that might be off color to certain people, but it's still true in today's society. Jarmeet Singh would have a much better chance if he was white.
Yeah.
If he was white.
He's in Calgary, right?
Like he could. I think he's here in Toronto. He's the NDP leader.
Yeah.
He's from Toronto.
No, I was thinking about the mayor in Calgary.
I'm saying you could be a mayor, especially in a city that has diversity.
Yeah.
But when you talk about Canada as a whole, people think of Canada who live in Toronto and Vancouver and Montreal as very diverse. But like when you go to Dunsville or Grimsby or these small town fucking places, it's pretty fucking white. And it's going to be harder.
It's all white.
It's going to be harder for someone like Jarmeet Singh to win based off that.
You look at that's the Doug Ford strategy of taking Ontario because he's appeasing to things that don't matter to non-city dwellers, like if that makes any sense.
Yeah,
he appeases
rural
to the
Ontario's his base.
He appeases to all those fucking people, and Toronto, it's a cash maker anyways. No matter what you do.
Yeah, and it's funny because he was a counselor here for a long fucking time.
Saga, right? Yeah.
Yeah, he was in the Tobacco. Him and his brother, they owned the Tobacco. But he knows his base. His base is mainly white. Like, I'm sure Scheer's base is mainly white. But Canada is mainly white.
And you know what? It's also like the same effect you have in the States. Whereas I think you're just attacking stupidity. You know what I mean? You're going at it and you're hitting the stupid, naive people, and you're giving them what they want, really.
And what the most same people thing want here, is drama.
You can go here too, right? You can say the same thing about
people
here.
People want drama.
Is all the bullshit.
Like, people want to hear about immigration. All this shit is sexy. Walls are sexy. Like, Trump has some shit figured out.
Yeah.
Like, people don't want to hear about tax rates and this and that and budgets. They want to hear about, like, this guy's a piece of crap.
Drama.
And fucking, yeah, we got to keep these people out. They're dangerous. And, yo, America's the fucking best. We'll fucking blah, blah, blah. That's what people want. He appeases to, like, the internet generation. The internet, you don't got time to build up a story. You better hit someone like this. You better get them in. You know what I mean? And Trump knows you got 30 seconds to draw the audience in.
You know who's I find who's reacting more than the whatever so-called millennials is people older than the millennials. I find that like people our age, 40, like late 30s, early 40s, up until 50s, are being swayed way more than millennials.
Millennials are mostly liberal people.
Way more.
Like yeah. Trump.
No, but I'm saying like being triggered. Anyway, either way, both sides. Like the fake news really worked, I think, with the 40 plus.
Oh yeah. Yeah, because we come from an era when news is supposed to be trusted too.
I think the millennials can tell what's bullshit and what isn't bullshit.
But we grew up like believing this shit.
We grew up it's like Anchorman. It's exactly like Anchorman. They nailed it. Where it's like you fucking waited till 6 o'clock to get the truth.
Yeah.
Like this was the only truth that you were gonna get.
And you didn't question if it was opinions.
Yeah.
You thought the news was the news. But now the news is definitely all opinions.
It used to be journalism.
Yeah.
Like there
it's
was
not anymore.
There was a real journalist is neutral.
Yeah.
And you make it up. You decide what's true or what isn't true, right? So let's talk about that. I think that's the major factor that's coming up next with technology too. So you have this fucking face swap thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have the audio that you can not edit, but you can feed it into a program with all these. Like if, say, you and I did like 10 podcasts where we just talk shit, and then you just feed all that info into the program, and it creates its own speech. And it can spit out its own...
Like whatever
your
you want.
voice. Yeah, like your voice.
Yeah, saying whatever you want to say.
Yeah, dead on. And so you can match that with some video. So who's to say that the next election coming out, you can make up any type of footage. And it's already the foundation has been laid for instant reaction where people it's out, but people are really not caring about the facts because it's already out and you've already made up your mind.
People want the hot take, man. They don't want the facts. They want that hot fucking boom. Get me right there. Yeah, get me right there in 30 seconds.
And there's something like self-indulging about, and that's what's played into the conspiracy theories is like you discovered this.
Oh yeah, you're
like,
in the know.
I'm in the know, dog. And they totally fucking pandered to me. To people like that, to like, these guys are going to be like, undiscovering top secret documents from the CIA and shit.
My favorite is those guys, like, they tell you, like, yo, bro, I'm enlightened, bro.
Because I watched a few YouTube videos that go with my agenda.
You know what I mean? I'm totally, you better do your research, bro. That's the best line of the day these days. Like, what, you got a PhD in this shit? No, bro, I watched YouTube for an hour, and I Googled it for like 26 minutes.
It's like, guys.
It's like, guys, it's all a conspiracy. What is? Conspiracy.
But it's funny. It's funny talking to a lot of kids now where they're talking about these conspiracies that we talked about like fucking 10 years ago.
You know what I mean?
And it's like we went through this wash, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh, dude, I was that guy in the conversations amongst family and friends. And now
you gotta see the light.
Yeah, but now I'm on the outside thinking like,
shut the fuck up.
Basically. But really opened my eyes was that guy, that fucking podcast I did in the DR with that guy.
Oh, flat Earth man.
Yeah, flat Earth dude. So, because let me set this up. So, your mom's got a house in the DR, and we go down quite frequently, right?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I was down there by myself one time, and I met this guy at a bar, and it was sheer coincidence that him and I lived in the same building, not at the same time. So we kept conversating, and for some reason we came to the conclusion that we both went to the same high school. Obviously not at the same time. So I'm like, that's two amazing coincidences, and we met in a bar in fucking DR, like out of all places.
Yeah.
So I'm like, just for that reason, we should do a podcast. So then the guy beside me, he's like rolling his eyes, and it's this cop firefighter or cop. He's like ex-firefighter or ex-cop from New York. And he was there like 9/11 and all that shit. And so those two guys go back and forth with shit. And he was the guy like rolling his eyes. And I'm like, wow.
Yo, I know more about 9/11 than you, even though you were there.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And this guy's like, I was at fucking ground zero and all that shit.
I climbed fucking stairs. I seen it was an explosion. Bro, you don't know shit about shit. I read that shit and I watched a video.
But I went to his place and we did his podcast. And he was a flat earther, like,
that
straight
just gets
up.
me right there.
And then, so he said, I saw how it's all done. It's like just, and I had an idea how it was kind of done before. It's just fucking collective clips. And then you're just doing it in this sinister kind of voice that's almost like you're discovering secrets. You know? And you're pandering to the fucking viewer. You're like,
of course.
Bro, you've just uncovered these amazing secrets and shit.
You're the one.
And you just send people down these holes till they give you money.
But why do they give money? For what? Like, just to spread the gospel of the flat earth?
Bro, I think he actually had fucking DVDs together.
Like, of what? Of the flat earth?
Of like his whole
explanation.
But his whole explanation.
I told you I met him, and his whole fucking thing that he showed me was, look at the ocean. It's flat. I'm like, yo, this dude's a fucking retard.
Yeah.
And he looks like Doug Ford. Speaking of Doug Ford.
Yo.
He looks exactly like Doug Ford.
He's Canadian too, right?
He's Canadian, yeah. And he's pointing out to the ocean at me like, doesn't that look flat? I'm like, your fucking face looks flat, bro. I don't think that's fucking flat either.
I walked out with him, and he had this guy who was like an assistant, but he was almost just like a yes man, and he knew the guy had cash.
What's he assistant for?
No, he just
flat Earth assistant.
His assistant was spending his money. That's what he's
flat Earth assistant. He's like the little guy from Fantasy Island. The plane.
Yeah, boss, it's flat. Flying. It's flat, boss. It's flat.
It's flying straight because the world is flat.
Bro, he was just like one of those typical DR dudes.
He was Dominican?
Yeah.
Plane!
Who will just fucking agree with you so you can get some free shit.
Buy a beer.
Food.
Buy some tostones.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
You know?
So we're going to talk about a serious story, which is, kind of messed up in the DR when we get back. So we're going to take a break with my boy AC.
You know who it is, goddammit.
Focus Podcast.
And now, back to the Focused Podcast. I can see you in your underwear.
Oh, we're just brainstorming here about like product placement, and it's like, you know what's funny is that we were talking about this 10 years ago of like subliminal shit and all this crap and all this shit, and I'm like, give me the tools to trade. I'm gonna work with this. Oh fuck, you know what I'm saying? It's like, because realistically, at the end of the day, we're all just trying to make a buck. And we're all just trying to fucking sell a product at the end of the day.
Yeah, and you all want your work appreciated.
Yeah.
Like, and the ultimate form of appreciation is like you can fucking live off of it.
You can buy it, or somebody can buy it from you.
Someone says it's worth my time, which means the money, because the money's really just you're getting paid for your time.
Well, this is the real independent freedom right now we're talking about, is like the individual worker, the individual business providing something that, you know, everybody's going to be an entrepreneur eventually.
Yeah. It's the only way, because automation's
It's the only way.
Automation's coming to take all the menial jobs, you know? It's just
But I was like, I've always been kind of like pessimistic about that shit, but now I'm kind of looking at optimistic views of it, of like, well, it's going to save us time to do other shit.
Yeah, no, I've always
like,
actually taken an optimistic view of it.
You know? And let's get back into this basic income too.
Mm.
So, give me your take on it.
Okay, like we discussed it briefly during the break. Like, because we're talking about the election, and if I ran, I would go for basic income, which just means you cut the social safety programs, you cut the welfare program, you cut all these clinics that treat for homeless people and stuff like that, and you take that money saved and you give it directly to people in poverty.
That's like okay, if you have the responsibility, if you have money, you have lots of money, and you want to make a difference, and you're feeling charitable and you feel like you've earned enough and you want to give back, because, you know, that's just a natural thing, human nature. If you're lazy, in my opinion, you're going to give it to these fucking charities and these corporations.
Oh, yeah, and they're going to profit off.
They're going to profit off.
Even non-profits
Why don't you
profit.
If you that's what always blew my mind about these fucking cancer research things. It's like, okay, why are you paying all these scientists to find, like, just give the money to the fucking person who needs it.
Yeah.
Just give it. Like, they wheel out these fucking kids in a wheelchair, get you crying and shit.
Yeah, get your
But it's like, why don't you just directly help that fucking kid? Like, cut out all the fucking middlemen, fuckheads.
That's what basic income is.
That are there.
You're cutting off
all.
Because to give someone, say, like in Toronto, I think welfare is $650 or $700 a month. I don't know for sure. Which is nothing, by the way, in this city.
Yeah,
I don't even know how you. I don't know how you live without being a criminal or hustling on the side off. I challenge anyone listening to live off $700 a month if they think a welfare guy is living that good life.
Good luck.
So you get that money, but that money comes from a social worker that works in a building, that has a computer, that needs electricity, that has all these workers and a janitor and a security guy, and they have to send mail. And you're just talking about the government.
Rent
to give this guy
this.
$700, I wonder how much it costs. I wish I could just find out how much does it cost the government of Ontario to give someone $700 a month. I bet you it costs them like $2,000 a month to give away $700 a month. I would eliminate that. I would up his $700 a month, no more middleman, and the money goes directly to him. But after that, this is where social responsibility comes for an individual. If you want to be a crackhead and take your extra money and just fuck off, there's going to be no security net for you.
No.
You know? So that is what I would say is the downfall of basic income, but it's still better than the system we have. We can take the majority of our population out of poverty, abject poverty, where at least if you're getting $1,600 a month or $1,400 a month, double what it is right now, you can't live great, which I know people don't want.
But here's the other brilliant thing about AI and those social services, where a lot of those things can be done by fucking robots.
No, it's going to be.
Like garbage removal.
It's going to be
like
so many.
Fucking lots of shit. Even basic ways of fucking paving a road. Like, because that's the big argument with people with like, oh, we don't need taxes. It's like, oh, fuck, how are our roads going to get paved? Okay, that does happen, but the government is the middleman.
Yeah, they middleman everything.
They middleman everything.
They middleman everything.
That's the difference.
And the oversight is minimal.
Yeah, it's like I got my buddy Joe Schmo who's going to do the contract.
Yeah, he quoted this.
And he quoted this. And
but
we're
no one's
gonna go
overlooking
through
Joe.
it.
There's no public sector overlooking Joe Schmo. Just like I always say, the reason the Americans love the military and we still have a military, it's the easiest way to launder money. You can't prove what you spend on military. No one knows what it costs to build a brand new plane that doesn't exist yet.
$1 billion.
You can say whatever it costs.
$1 billion.
It cost us fucking $84 trillion to develop this shit. Eat a dick, but you don't know where the money's going. That's the problem with the government. To make government simpler, we need to simplify it to the average man, where you don't have to funnel all the money through middlemen and through all this shit. It's all a scam.
But some people want all that shit done for them. That's the thing.
But basic income gets it done. The money goes in their hand.
The reason why they want it done for them is because they want to free up more time to do shit.
Or usually what most people do.
To do shit.
To do nothing. Just sit around.
To do nothing. Hey, I'm an advocate of that.
Yo, I'm an advocate whatever makes you happy. Honestly.
No, I think honestly we need to focus on what's going to help us all spend more time with each other
and more time with what we enjoy doing, and for each individual it's different, but basic income at least will give these people in poverty. If you don't want to work and you want to live off $1,400 a month or whatever, you're not going to live a lavish life. But if you're happy, who's to fucking deny that? What I don't like is a lot of people who are middle class, especially, they hate that idea that someone could survive without working a job they hate like they do. But at the same time, they wouldn't want to live off $1,400 a month.
Or they find out a loop in the system, and they're haters.
Oh, they hate that
like,
shit.
I watched this clip that
they hate that shit.
That Bill Burr analyzed, right? And it was this law in Texas. So I don't know how it exactly goes, but if like your house gets foreclosed or something, or if it's bankrupt, right? And it's been sitting pretty for like a couple months, then are you bleeding? Yeah.
No, I think
you spilled something.
Yeah, hold on one sec, brother.
We're gonna stop. Oh, what did you spill something?
This thing leaked on me, and it's purple.
Oh, this guy jizzed on his bucket. Oh, he got purple jizz on him. Barney jizzed all over him. AC's got a swollen wrist. Yeah, so we're basically talking about basic income and different scenarios for alleviating a lot of the problems that bind our society down. I think there's a lot of solutions to the problems that we have right now, but fuck them. Let's switch gears here. We were gonna talk about fucking murder in Dominican. So this is like almost personal, you know. We knew the guy.
We knew him. We knew his wife.
So let's set up the scenario. So, like we said, your mom has a house in Dominican Republic, and you go down there quite frequently, and I've been down there a few times. And the last time that you and I were there together was like 2 years ago, and
so we met.
So he's a Dutch guy. Was a Dutch guy. About mid-50s, and this is a reoccurring theme in Dominican, where guys, maybe from all over the world, mostly white guys, that come to Dominican and link up with like hot fucking young chicks, like 20-year-old chicks.
Do you remember how we met them though?
No.
Oshawa Bruce.
Yes.
Took us to Barba Negra.
So
which is a bar.
Let's set it all up here, okay?
All right.
So in Dominican, the North Shore is Puerto Plata. There's mountains there, and it's a very tourist destination. So we're situated usually is just outside of Puerto Plata, and it's this called Costum Bar. It's a neighborhood called Costum Bar, and it's a guarded area, people who have some money, but it's not necessarily people here who have a lot of money, but they have a lot of money.
Yeah, they're doing okay. They're not, I wouldn't say a lot of money, but they
So
some
set
people
us up
rent, a
with
lot of
Bruce.
people own.
Bruce is this guy.
Bruce is like a guy who bought a house in the same area near my mom. So my mom knew him before me. So I headed down there, and I think when I met Bruce was when you met Bruce.
Yeah.
And he's this
Regular dude.
He worked at the GM plant
GM.
in Oshawa. He's from Oshawa.
Yeah.
Retired a little young so he could move to the DR. Used to go there all the time. King of the whorehouses. King of the drinks. Like this guy knows every fucking spot on the North Coast.
He took us to some pretty cool spots.
Yo,
have to say
but
that.
the thing with the Dominican is like you think, oh, they're going to whorehouses. Really, every bar is a / whorehouse.
Let's set that up. So, picture the song "At the Car Wash." So, in Dominican, you drive down the street and there's nonstop car washes. So you're like, shit, my car is dirty. I need to get that clean. But not only are you getting your hood waxed, you're getting your hood waxed.
It's like the car wash outside. There's cops there even.
So picture this. You drive in and it's those car washes where you blast it yourself. You know, you get the soap and you blast it yourself. Or there's people that work there that do it for you for real cheap, right?
Yeah.
So, and then there's a whole other area where it's like a shaded bar area where you just go and have a drink. Yeah. And then while you're having drinks, the young ladies come around and start selling themselves. So let's
that's how we met Bruce pretty much. And Bruce, we saw him on the beach, and he's like, "Oh, let's go." There's a bar in the community we talked about, Costum Bar.
Yeah.
Called Barba Negra, which means Blackbeards.
Yeah.
It's a bar / resort. So Bruce is like, "Oh, come over to Barba Negra's, which we'd never been to." We're like, "Okay." We go to Barba Negra's, and it's a more open than that car wash.
It's a
like
whorehouse.
You walk in there and there's girls at the bar, and there's real food there. There's everything. It's like a real bar restaurant, but
there must be an age restriction.
Yeah,
with
but
those
there
girls.
was no bouncer at the door or nothing.
No, for the girls to be.
Oh yeah, they're legal.
working there.
It's legal there, so it's a legal bordello. So yeah, they're actually tested.
No, but
too.
what's an age minimum?
I think 18.
18. So
18,
anywhere. Yeah.
18 to work there.
You're
So
good
yeah,
to fuck.
Bruce takes us to this place, and we go to the bar, and there's this guy sitting there, and Bruce knows him. That's blonde
Dutch guy.
Where is he from? He's Dutch. Yeah,
he's Dutch.
Dutch guy sitting. He's like, hey, yo, he's really nice. He's drinking. We're drinking. We're having fun. We're talking with. And then next thing you know, this beautiful girl at the whorehouse, mind you, sits beside me and in between us. And I start talking to her like, hey, what's up? Da da da. And Ray's like, oh, you're talking to my wife. And I'm like,
he didn't even acknowledge his wife before she
yeah,
sat
yeah.
down. So she set it up.
And he let me say all this shit to her.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing? Da da da.
And he's sitting there while you're running game on her.
Yeah. He's just talking with her, and she's like, oh, yeah, I am his wife. And I'm like, wait a second. Like, you guys are fucking playing me, and he's your regular customer, you know? Like, I was laughing, like, okay, like, yeah, I know the game. You know what I mean? Been around the fucking league.
Yeah.
And, like, he's, like, laughing, like, whatever. And then she's like, no, I am. So I have to ask Oshawa Bruce, is this hot young chick with 55-year-old fucking? And he said yes.
Yes.
They've been together for like a year and a half.
They have a kid.
And they're going to get married soon. And honestly, from what it seemed, she was jealous that night. She had followed him there. But they seemed in love.
Yeah.
It seemed like I thought it seems creepy. Like, he's way older. She must have been, we didn't mention, she's probably 20.
Yeah, that's the thing. So this is the running theme of all this shit. Is there's always, it's normal down there, like 50-year-old dudes, 99.999% white dudes with young hot chicks down there, and the opposite is the young studly dudes that are like 20 years old rocking them white fat chicks.
Yeah,
man.
yeah, and they could be any age. The white fat chick usually 30 plus. They don't have to be as old, but they might be. But they could be just like 30.
They're like, most of these chicks are like at the best a 7.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And now that show like 90 Day Fiance is popular and Family Chantel, and they're showing all Dominicans like crazy. And I'm like, holy shit! I've
seen this for like 20
I've
years
known this shit long time, man. Like people think that show's fake, but let me tell you, from living down there,
it's real.
That they call it chapeadora or chapeador. It's a lifestyle there. Like picking up tourists and making money off tourists. But this girl, when I first saw her, like I lived there, so I thought right away, this is a type of
red flag
paid relationship.
Yeah.
You know, and a give and take business. But they seemed really in love.
Yeah.
And they were always together, and he treated her good, and he took care of her kid. And
so it wasn't his.
no, his kid was Dominican, man.
Oh, I thought he banged her up.
No, when he got with her.
Because that was Bruce.
She was pregnant like 16.
Oh shit! Mm-hmm. So let's give a little more background. She's not poor. She's poor.
Yeah, poor.
Like there's poor in Dominican, like middle class, and their middle class is our poverty.
Yeah.
Our extreme poverty, and their lower class is
that's where she's from.
Dirt.
Yeah, that's where
like
she's from.
She's from the gutter.
Yeah. But she was a beautiful girl.
So where did he meet her? That's the thing.
He said that he told me the story was he was driving from La Serena, which is just a food shopping place.
Yeah.
And she passed by in front of his car. And he said, "Oh my God, that's the most beautiful girl I ever seen." And he took his head out the window and said, "Hey." She came over.
So right there, let me stop you right there. He's doing the fucking construction thing call out. Looking with his eyes, without his ears, and without ever meeting her. The dick's thinking right away.
Yeah, she's a beautiful girl.
So maybe she's linked into that, and then she's like, whoa, gringo. He's driving a car.
Hey.
And
he swore at the time he didn't have money, but they got together and he made her sign a prenup. He told me that she signed. I don't know if that's true, but he swore it to me. But
our broke is like they're rich.
Yeah. Well, she was already, now she's living in an apartment, and then they got a house and a car, and
so they're not living in the secure neighborhood. They're outside the secure neighborhood.
They're near the Malecon.
So there's a secure neighborhood called Costin Bar, and then right outside Costin Bar is the main highway that goes through Puerto Plata, and it goes through Costin Bar, and then it goes to this part called the Malecon,
which is like downtown,
which is on your way to Haiti, basically. Like if you're going west,
it's on your way to like Cabarete.
Oh, the east way.
Yeah.
So it's going back towards Puerto Plata.
Yeah. So but the Malecon is basically lakefront, oceanfront property. Like
which is
right
nice
downtown.
But Puerto Plata is still kind of shoddy.
Yeah. You got to be careful living anywhere in Dominican, regardless. But so after we met him, I probably went down 2 or 3 more times and saw them each time, and I wasn't really in the know about their relationship, you know? So I thought they were good. But then I hear this news that one night he was hanging at this mutual friend of ours house, and they had a party.
So let's stop first.
Yeah.
Let's stop. So let's go back to in between there where you and I hung out with them that night.
Yeah.
So you and I went to this place, Blackbeard's, with them.
Yeah,
with
couple
both of them. And Bruce.
Yeah.
So what happened is like we were drinking.
Oh, yeah.
And they stiffed us with the bill.
They did stiff us with the bill.
They stiffed us with the bill.
The husband and wife.
Which was like $20.
I think the bill was actually like 3,000 pesos, bro.
Which is like $60.
Like $70.
$70, which is a lot there.
Yo, it's a lot there.
That's
but really,
a lot of
we
drinking.
drank a lot of fucking
That's
drinks.
a lot. folks,
like 150 pesos a drink, which
folks,
is like
if you smash
$4.
$70 at a bar in Dominican,
You're smashed.
you're buying like everybody drinks.
Bro, they're paying 150 pesos, so that's $4 for a huge rum and coke.
Yeah.
For like, they don't serve it like here in those little glasses.
Those
are the tall glasses,
it's
man.
big.
They give you a lot of fucking rum.
Rum's
so you
cheaper
think if they're
than water.
$4 each, if you drank fucking $80 worth, you had 20 of them fucking things. You're not even gonna have 20. 3 of you could drink 20, maybe. If you drink 7 of them bad boys, I'll tell you right now, you're like I was that night. So when the bill came, we were just like, ah.
So anyways, they skipped out on the bill on us. It was like $70, but you and I talked about it the exact day later, and I remember this conversation, and I said to you, that girl gives me a weird vibe.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you and I both said it. We're like, something about her is just rubbing me wrong. And I've seen gold diggers. I've fucking been around gold diggers.
Her age is like,
her,
you know?
like, not only them skipping out on the bill, whatever. Who gives a shit? But there was just something off about her. So then you find out the news later. So I'm going to take a piss and you tell the listeners about
okay,
what.
So a mutual friend, I wasn't in the DR at the time. He went to a party at her house with his then wife. They had gotten married since me and Alex first met them. During the party, they're not really talking to each other that much, and telling people he's having problems with her, like he's thinking of leaving her, and they have a prenup. Well, they leave the party to go to a bar with a few people. After the bar, says he wants to go home. He's pretty drunk, but everyone in the DR drives drunk. That's a whole nother segue where their culture of drunk driving is just, I drive better when I'm drunk. 1 second.
You're listening to the Focused Podcast. Keep your hands inside the car at all times.
So we're just slightly interrupted. We were talking about the story, and we left off at he was at the bar.
He's at the bar, and he was drunk as hell, but drinking don't stop nobody in DR from driving, you know? So he was adamant that he's going to go home, but for his wife was for some reason saying he's too drunk. She doesn't want to go with him. She's going to stay at the bar with the few people that they know. And they, as I said at the party, he was telling people they weren't getting along. So he decided he's just going to go home without her, probably at like 12 at night.
That's kind of odd for your
married couple.
Younger spouse not to take care of you.
Yeah. So apparently on the way home near his house on the Malacone, as we talked about, when he got out of his car, 3 guys came up to him and put a gun to him and took him into his garage.
So he drove home drunk, which is normal.
Yeah. They took him into his garage, killed him, didn't steal anything, and took him to an abandoned farm or some farm, actually near where the cruise ships come. And
like the loading docks.
Yeah,
like
and dumped his body in some rural farm area. And they found him the next day. But nothing was stolen. Nothing was stolen from him at all.
Yeah, so then it gets crazier. So the next day, does she went to the police?
Or the police questioned her. because
Yeah.
her husband died. You know what I mean? So,
So she went home.
she went home. Yeah, she went home and she tried to say, "Oh no, wait."
Yeah, she said she got kidnapped, didn't she?
She said she was with him.
Yeah.
She actually went with him. I think I got the story wrong.
Yeah. So
she went
let's
with him
back
in
up.
the car.
We go back up.
He was drunk and she directed him to go home, and she was with him. And then these three guys took both of them. This is her story, okay?
Yeah.
The official story is they took him into the garage and killed him and then dumped him. But her story to the cops was
They went
took
home.
both of them. Yeah. They went home and these guys pulled out the gun and threatened them.
Which is normal there.
It could happen.
Which is pretty normal.
It could happen. It's not normal to kill you for it. They usually just take something and go.
Yeah.
But took them. She said they took them to that area, but she got away. She told the cops that she got away from 3 men with guns.
Which is mad suspicious.
Mad suspicious. Is mad ridiculous.
And she's tiny.
She didn't. But no one ever went into detail about how she said she got away.
Yeah.
She jumped out the
She
car.
just said she got away.
She just said she got away. So we don't know what exactly that meant. What she said to the cops.
Unscathed.
Unscathed. And the cops clearly from the beginning, it doesn't take a fucking genius to start thinking, hey, maybe she has something to do with this
Those
shit.
guys have seen every scam in the business.
No, that's an old scam. You get your gringo boyfriend fucking killed after you married him, and you inherit everything. Which he bought a house there and a car and had a little bit of money.
They scam too, so they know the scams.
But she broke.
Yeah.
She broke when the cops started seeing through her facade, and she told them who these guys were, and one of them is her baby daddy. That kid that yeah. But not only that, the baby daddy and her new boyfriend, who she was cheating on for apparently 3-4 months, and convinced him to help get into this plot to kill him because they're gonna get money. She paid them $5,000 American dollars
Each.
No, total.
So 3 of them.
3 of them.
So it's like $1,500.
Life is cheap.
$1,700.
Oh, people do you for less in Dominican, so that's actually a good price, believe it or not.
So they thought they were gonna have it made.
Fuck, I don't know. They thought they'd get away with it easy. The problem is when you kill a tourist, bad news to begin with. Cops actually take that serious.
Game
and
over.
like we said, they killed them near where the cruise ships go.
Mad
Cruise ships
suspicious.
just started going there. They don't want that bad publicity. They put the pressure on the cops too. So she
and
broke
what's
down.
even more crazy is a majority of those ships come from the Netherlands.
Yeah.
And it was a Dutch guy they killed.
And it's a Dutch guy they killed. And his family came over, and they made sure the prosecutors were serious with her. And she's looking at 30 years. She admitted it. Those guys admitted it. Cold-blooded murder because he was going to leave her, I guess.
Yeah, and she was going to go back to the lifestyle that she had.
Yeah, she didn't want
The
to go
life
back.
that she had to go.
She didn't want to go back to being... And DR being the DR on her Facebook, literally everyone started messaging, calling her a diabla, like the devil,
Yeah.
piece of shit, a prostitute. And then later, someone leaked a porn video.
Yeah,
Of
I
them
said we
two.
watched that.
Yeah, you gotta.
We gotta watch
I was
that.
just doing it for research purposes.
Yeah,
you
we're
know?
just researching.
researching a story.
But that's another, like, salt on the wound there. That's fun. Serious salt on the wound.
yeah, poor packing some heat too, man.
Yeah, he was bagging that bitch.
He was packing some heat.
She's like, he's gonna take that dick back to Netherlands? Ain't nobody getting it.
And it's sad because dude was pretty nice. I got along with him.
He was cool.
He could dance. The
He was
motherfucker
nice.
could dance.
He was a cool guy, and
He was nice. He was funny.
he wasn't like a lot of people I meet who are kind of rough around the edges usually end up being the nicest people.
Yeah, yeah.
And the people that are like goody
Oh, they're the
that
fucking
try
stab you.
They're the devil in the disguise, man.
Yeah. Or as I used to think when I was a kid, the devil in the sky.
He's not down there. He's up there, son.
Look at the devil in the sky. I'm like, where is he?
Bro. There he is. He's right there.
But yo, the moral of the story is no matter what, if you're 55, you can't be with a 20-year-old girl.
You gotta
beautiful girl.
You got to think about that realistically. He's not gonna want your old balls up on there.
Yo, your balls dangling.
and you're
Hangling,
fucking
mandolins,
my-
Hamilton.
I'm 40 and my balls are already
Yo,
dangling.
my
like
balls
crazy.
just, you know what I mean? I need special undies just to scoop them. You know what I mean? I'm not wearing boxers. And when I was young, I was like, boxers the shit. Now I'm like, boxers. My balls are getting boxed down between
You
my
know
legs.
what? They need a new style of underwear called danglies.
The danglers?
Danglers, and basically what it does, it just like reinforces your dangling balls.
It dangles and angles them?
No, but it like
Star Spangled Bangles
it
them?
caresses those dangling balls.
Caresses. Yo, if you're walking around all caress.
David Caress.
Call me David Caress. I was thinking the same thing. David Caress.
But it's like that's the biggest thing about sitting down, moving. You gotta adjust them balls.
I want them dangled at an angle that leaves me fucking tangled. You know what I mean?
Kurt Dangle.
Looking like a fucking mixed up Cocker Spaniel. You know
So
what I mean?
segue Bob segue. We're gonna fucking curtail all of that kind of Dominican stuff into North American dating.
Oh,
Tinder.
fuck. The Tinder stories.
So stay tuned for that, folks.
Yeah,
We're gonna
yeah.
have Tinder
True
stories.
Tinder
True
stories.
Tinder
You
stories.
want to learn about how online dating works in a man's point of view, and hopefully one day get other point of views. But yeah,
Well,
I got some stories about Tindies.
We're gonna have some anonymous guests
Hell yeah.
coming up.
Maybe some anonymous breasts.
Bro, you know the anonymous that comes up?
Yeah.
They should just do like the face is covered.
And titties
The
are out.
titties are out. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, that's the kind of anonymous every dude would listen
But
to.
you know what I'm saying?
There's something I find attractive about this girl.
But you know, you maybe anonymous would work better
Oh, yeah,
with so
titties?
many more people.
Yo.
You apply the titty mentality
Titties.
with that.
Titties get attention.
Titties get attention.
Is there anything that gets more attention? Even pussy won't get attention like titties.
Because it's like forget about
It's like, oh my god, titties over here.
that face.
Why are titties so mythical though? Before we go, why are titties so mythical?
It's you know what it is? It's one of those things though. It mystifies you, and then you get them. You're like,
What'd I do with them?
like you have fun with them for a
No,
while,
no.
and then you're like,
But it's like, why when I see a woman's nipple, I'm all excited, but I see my own damn nipples all the time. I don't think they're special. You know what I mean? But you show me a woman, I'm like, holy shit, nipple. I can't believe it.
Well, one girl asked me, she's like, "What's your obsession with breasts?" And I'm like, "I don't know. Let's put it to the test.
Let's do a breast impression.
I'll give you my best
You
impression.
show me your breasts and I'll be impressed.
I'll put my face and I'll press them."
Yeah, quite impressive.
It's true though, man. Look at how many people lost their fucking shit with Janet Jackson's titty.
Oh, a titty came out. With a
You
nipple
know
ring.
what?
With a nipple ring.
Let's end this off on this. As 40-year-old men, and many men can attribute to this, one of the greatest titty moments in culture history was that magazine cover with Janet Jackson
Oh, hell yeah.
and the dude behind her
yeah, holding her titties.
holding her titties. And you know what? That Super Bowl thing was the conclusion.
Yeah, then you got
To
to see
that
the nipple.
hype.
You got to see the nipple.
You
with a
finally
trickle.
got to see, but it was only one titty.
There's only one titty.
Only one titty, folks.
You know, one titty's a lonely thing. That's a lonely island right there.
Isn't it? It just kind of looks sad.
You're like, yo, where's that other? Where's the twin?
It's like that's the ultimate defeat
Telepathy.
to one woman.
Telepathy.
Telepathy.
Talking to the other titty. Where you at?
Titties of the third kind.
Yo, them titties.
What did we say that title? How did we say that again? That was Encounters of the Third Titty. That's what it was. And it goes back to the greatest thing that a man ever said on television was Al Bundy.
Oh, I put a titty on her back
Why?
for dancing.
For slow dancing.
You know what I mean? Dude was fucking genius.
Bro.
Just like Arnold Schwarzenegger. I wish I had 3
I
hands.
wish I had 3 hands.
That's like his best line ever.
Bro, basically that, you know why there's not 3 titties? Because it doesn't completely distract us. If there were 3 titties,
That'd be
both of our hands would
holy
be
titty.
occupied and our face would be occupied.
Yeah.
Everything.
You'd be the holy titty.
You'd be like the holy titty, the nipple, the areola, and the holy titty.
You should just be praying to that shit. You throw your Bible in the goddamn garbage. It'd be the end.
Or you swear on this titty and this whole titty and the whole nipple and areola. Hell yeah.
The holy titty.
Yo, we should swear on titties.
Oh, that's some serious shit.
Bro, because everybody can get behind that. It's like, okay, you can swear on a Bible all fucking day. Yeah, it's a stack of papers and some
You
words.
swear on a titty?
But if you swear on a titty.
Yeah, but dudes would just keep wanting to swear on this shit.
Yeah.
Hold on, I did it wrong. I said squeeze. Let me get a different angle.
Let me get both them hands on there.
A little wetty titty. Little sloppy titty in this thing. I don't know. Titties make the world go around. Titties
It
is
does.
Titties.
Titties and how much pussy a girl can give away.
Oh, that's fucking high level
That's
shit.
currency.
That's fucking high level shit.
That's currency.
It's high level shit.
On that note,
sex just does it. Tinder stories next.
next,
Sex.
we rounded it up with a trifecta of titties. Titties in the round.
Titties on the mouth.
Titties are profound.
Titties in my mouth.
All right. We're going to end this podcast with a salute to titties. 2 nipples up. Salute.
Salute.
This focused, and AC
Peace.
signing out. Folks Podcast number 12.